ॐ जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रुत्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः. Taking refuge in the holy feet of Sarada Universal Mother and Sri Ramakrishna, the teacher of the world, my humble salutations to them forever and ever. Dear devotees and friends, my warm welcome and humble salutations to you all. Please, you can please sit. Today is a very auspicious and blessed day as we have a visiting monk, revered Swami Shivarchanananda ji, Assistant Minister of Vedanta Society of St. Louis. That is, he is assistant to our dear and most revered Swami Chetanananda ji Maharaj. On behalf of the fraternity of Vedanta Society of Portland, I extend my warm and respectful welcome to Swamiji. Just pardon me, Swamiji, for a little while. So many of our devotees found difficult in pronouncing your name. So I will just explain how to pronounce it. Is Shiva Archana Ananda. Shiva Archana Ananda. Shiva means auspiciousness. Archana means paying homage or honoring to the quality auspiciousness. And Ananda means bliss, as you all know. So just a brief introduction of Swamiji. Swami Shivarchanananda ji joined Ramakrishna order as a novice in the year 2001 in our monastery called Devagar, West Bengal, India. It is one of our educational institutions. After completing 2 years in Vedanta Seminary at Belur Math headquarters, he served for 10 years as a novice and monk, performing ritualistic services in Holy Mother's country home, her birthplace called Jairam Bhati in India. During this time, Swamiji contributed many journal articles to various magazines of our monastic order. During the year 2017, he was appointed to serve in Bagh Bazaar. Now, this is titled as Urban Home of Holy Mother. So, from country home, he moved to Urban Home of Holy Mother, where he worked as chief editor of Udbodhan. Udbodhan means awakening, name of our Bengali magazine started by Swamiji. Lately, he was deputed to serve as assistant minister in the Vedanta Society of St. Louis, and he arrived in the United States in April 2022. For the whole of his monastic life, Swamiji rendered services. His services are gracefully accepted by our Holy Mother, and today Holy Mother has brought him to our Portland, which is dearly known as her overseas home. So from country home to urban home to overseas home. So let us not limit Holy Mother. The whole world is her place of dwelling. So with these few words, I humbly invite revered Maharaj to address us today.
अनेक जन्म संप्राप्त कर्म बंध विदाहिने आत्मज्ञान प्रदानेन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. I bow down to the divine Guru who imparts to the disciple the fire of self-knowledge and burns away his bonds of karma accumulated through many births. Good morning. I offer my pranam to revered Swami Shivarchanananda ji Maharaj. I offer my laughing namaskar to Swami, my beloved Devishananda ji Maharaj, and my love and namaskars to all of you. Today, the title of our discussion, of our lecture, is The Treasure Within. Today, so all of you may know, we generally do not keep treasures, wealth, or money in open place. We need a chest, some place, or a casket to keep it. And the wealth or treasure or money, there's a close relation how to utilize that. So in some people are there who can use it properly and thus make their life peaceful, joyful. And some people are there, they are miser in nature, though they do not know how to use the wealth, the treasure. So in Upanishad, we found the sage Yagyavalka saying about some miser people, but it is little different kind of miser there. So he's saying, Yova etat aksharang gargi aviditva asmat lokat praiti sa kripanaha. Kripanaha is the Sanskrit term or Hindi term or Bengali term for miser people. So who are Kripana? According to Yajnavalkya, O Gargi, saying, addressing Gargi, he is saying, you who without knowing etat aksharam, the supreme knowledge or the wealth or treasure within, without knowing that, who live this world, he is a Kripana. He is a miser people. Because in different sense, that he has the wealth, he has the treasure, but he never used it properly. So in that sense, the miser people, because these kind of people, they always keep the money with them, but they avoid to donate or share that wealth with others. So in that sense also, they are miser. They cannot live this life joyfully. You may know an interaction happened between Robert Ingersoll and Swami Vivekananda. So afterwards, Ingersoll became a source of inspiration. He sponsored a lot of philanthropic organization. He donated a lot of his wealth for that, for the good of the humanity. But he was not like that in his early that age. So then he met once Swami Vivekananda. He heard a monk came from India. Let us meet him. So Swamiji said him that Ingersoll told him that, you know, I know how to live in this world, how to enjoy this world. Swami Vivekananda replied, but I know in a better way. I know how to squeeze a orange so that I can get every drop of that fruit, but you do not. So how to make use your living, your time that you are here in this world? It is good to know. So if you know about the wealth, what you have already inside you, you can better use your days, your journey in this world. So today we will, all these things, but in different way we will try to put it. In Gita, there is a beautiful sloka in 5th chapter. Sri Krishna said to Arjuna that a different kind of wealth. What the sloka is? It says, Bahyas parsheshu asaktatma bindati atmani yat sukham sa brahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshayam ashnute. Sukham means pleasure, the joy that all of us that we are seeking for. So, how to get it? The answer is, with mind unattached to external contacts, that person finds happiness in Atman, and with mind united with Brahman, in meditation, he enjoys imperishable happiness. Two kinds of happiness are there. One is perishable happiness, and another is imperishable happiness. So it is obvious who want perishable happiness. All of us want for imperishable, that kind of thing. And we should know, and another thing also, this sukha or pleasure or happiness, its meaning is not same for all of us. For John, maybe happiness means something. For Tim, maybe happiness something, and for Mary, maybe different kind of thing. She think about happiness. So in Gita, we find that different kind of people. Some are sattva-guni, some are rajoguni, some are tamoguni. Some are rajasic, three kind of that qualities are there. Some have tamas, and dull, they hardly use their brain. And rajasic, who has this rajas quality, some kind of, apparently I should say, always busy with emotion, more anger, more emotion, more action, unnecessary, I should say, unnecessary. But because as a human being, we need all those emotion. But I am taking that extra part of it, over action, over emotion. And Swatta, the person is like some kind of calm, serene, who understands everything more better, who has a clarity of understanding about all the business of the world. So for a tamasic person, happiness means something. For rajasic person, for him, that happiness is different. For a sattvic person, happiness means something different. Some of us may find happiness to go somewhere place, maybe in Disneyland or somewhere place, or maybe as I went a few days back, Universal Studio, riding all those things. Have a good ride, and always one for some kick. One like that kind of thing. Some people are there who likes maybe poetry or art. They like it. Some are there who in solitude, they want to stay and spend some time and want to discover the hidden thing of the world. Sometimes we say in the Pacific, or there's a beautiful conversation between this Tagore and Rani Chanda. So Rabindranath Tagore was a famous poet of Bengal. So one morning, Rani Chanda, a young woman, and she came, and Tagore was saying, see this water, this lake, see this water body. What you see only the surface of the water. But ever you think that below that surface, there is another world that you cannot see standing in the bank or the shore in the ocean. So there's difference. So behind this world, what we see, what we grasp through our this sense, to our mind, there are much thing are there beyond your perception. If you look at the sky, if this, I also went that Griffith Observatory, just before coming here. Actually, I am visiting this coastal area. So just I am coming from Hollywood. We have a center there, and monks are so affectionate to us. They showed all those things. So that last night, yesterday I came here. The previous night, last night I went to that Griffith Observatory. So what you cannot see with your this kind of eye, physical eye, you can see all those things to a telescope. So that another world. So what you see in even this gross world, there are much more interesting thing beyond that. There is sometimes a quote that is a beautiful ghazal also in Urdu, which says the first line is very interesting. तारों से आगे जहां और भी है, तारों से, तारों means the stars, आगे, beyond that there is another world, galaxies, nebula. So infinity is there. So, and our inside also there's the infinite ocean, another world. Beyond the stars, beyond the surface of the Pacific there. So we want to go that place, because everything is about satisfaction. Religion starts, spirituality I should say. If you want to become successful in your search, in your pursuit of this happiness, you need some kind of dissatisfaction also. We call it as divine dissatisfaction. It is not this worldly kind of dissatisfaction, because contentment is a very, very important thing in our life. But I should add the word divine, not for the worldly thing. I am not happy to see the outer face of Pacific. I am just not happy to see with my open eye and look at the sky. I'm not. I want to go beyond that. So, and you know that is the way our civilization evolves. So, as a community, as a species, humankind, Homo sapiens, we need some kind of civilization is there. But inside you, to become more civilized, so we need that internal discipline, this kind of the divine contentment, divine dissatisfaction. I am not happy with this patchwork anymore. I'm handling every day patchwork, doing that, but I'm into eternal. So that word is very important. Sukha and akshaya sukha. Dhana and akshaya dhana. Dhana means treasure. Dhana means wealth. And akshaya means that imperishable, undecaying. With that much, I am not happy. So, inside us, so there is a casket. There's a chest. Sometimes we call it inner shrine. In the shrine or a church, you find images there. Some kind of image, some kind of symbol is there. It is that oil, but the casket, chest is there. So there's a beautiful story in South Indian tradition. There are some great saints. Some we called Nayanars, who are devotee of Shiva, follow that Shiva path, and some are devotee of Vishnu. So what they call Alwars and Nayanars. They're great saints, and followings are just different path. It is not much important. So there is a Nayanar, a great devotee of Shiva. So in South Indian tradition, we have 63 these canonical Shiva saints. One of them is Kushala Nayanar. Kushala Nayanar. His name is Kushala. So it happened that though he is a poor man, he wanted to build a temple of Shiva, his beloved Shiva. I want to make a temple. But I'm a poor man. How to do it? So one day, in a dream, he found that Shiva appeared before him in a dream, or a vision, maybe you can say. And he told, okay, you want to make my child a temple? So make the temple inside you, not outside. You're a poor man. So the person started building the shrine, the temple. And if you go to South India, you will find it is better to say a temple complex, not a small temple. It's a temple complex. You find some boundary wall, then courtyard, and about the temple, you find different part: Gopura, Vimana, and the Garbha Mandira, the shrine sanctum where the devotee. So you have to cross one by one, Vimana, Gopura, then you can enter there. So, and beautiful that sculptures you can find there. So he started building the temple brick by brick inside. Yeah. And with love, with sincerity, one by one, meticulously, giving all them. And it is said that it's a description, some kind of story, you can say, inspiring stories. So he built, and in a Shiva temple, sometimes you have to build a tank also, after the taking bath, so that the devotee can go inside and he can fetch a little bit of water, and that he or she have to put on the Shiva. So, and there is Nandi, a bull like that on devotee of Shiva. So he built everything: a tank, a boundary wall, the other temples, and Gopura, Bhimana, everything. And it took some years to build all those things. So how to, you may think, I think you can understand that. So maybe sitting today in the meditation, I will beat the boundary wall. Or maybe, oh, boundary wall, I cannot make one day. So this southern part of boundary wall, today I need. Tomorrow, I can do that north side. It's like this, slowly. And above the tank, we have to dig the soil and put, so slowly. So it took years after years. He meticulously built the temple inside. So, but it happened so, the king of the place, of the country, he was also a devotee of Shiva. So almost the same time when he started temple building inside, that king also, he started a building with a real cement or real stone and mortar outside. The king has a lot of money, a manpower, and whatever he wished for, he can do it. So he built that one. So now you have to consecrate that temple. So that elaborate kind of ritualistic ritual, that puja, worship, and homa, everything you need. So he called his priests, who give who know the scriptures very well, to get a proper time or date for that to fix. So he searched the almanac and got a auspicious day. So, but it happened just before that night, the king also had a vision of Shiva. Shiva appeared. And Shiva told me, you see, I have another devotee also. Just take it as story also, just inspiring story only, in that way. You see, I have a devotee also named Kushala, a poor man, and I have to attend the consecration of that temple that day. So I cannot attend your program. You fix another day for that. So this king was devotee, actually. He's not. So who is the person, Kushala? And so he engaged all his people, find out Kushala, who is that great, that Shiva wanted to attend his. So he must be a great devotee. And so I should meet him. So eventually it happened. They find out Kushala, and he requested Kushala, so please be the chief priest of my consecration ceremony of my temple. So from this was a story, little story, but that one is a story. But from that, we get two messages from that. One is that God accepts only the spirit of worship. You can give fruit, you can give anything, whatever you like. But the main thing, the essential thing is the spirit, is the love. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, Bhava Grahi Janardana. So in Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, it is Bhava. So where you are staying, what you are doing now as a profession. Sometimes, for our life is a difficult, strange thing. Yeah, many things you have to do. You have to live somewhere where you do not want to live, want to stay, but you have to do all those things. But don't uh, put much importance to that, because our the person, the God, the person who lives inside, he understands your spirit. So keep that faith, keep that spirit, whatever you are doing, which you can follow. Slowly, I will try to come on the, if time permits, we'll come to that point also. So it is about the bhava, about the spirit. Be a pure spirit in heart. Now you try, and he is there. And second point, I think, it is the divinity of the human soul. The second point is one of the minor Upanishad is say, the body is the temple of Shiva. All human desires are fulfilled there. It is Yoga Shikhopanishad, a minor Upanishad, that it said that the body is the temple of Shiva, or whatever you like. It may be Vishnu, it may be anything, even Narayana, it may be Buddha, it may be Christ, anything. You can replace the word temple by church also, anything you like. But I wanted to say that the essential, the core of the teaching. So it says this body is the temple of Shiva. All human desires are fulfilled there. We will go to a church, to a temple, and we pray to the Lord. Please fulfill my desires. So if you know Shiva is there, and you think and regulate your life as a temple, I am a living temple of Jesus. I am working in the street. So that awareness change your life. That awareness is important. So if you know that, your all desires will be fulfilled, just like if you go to temple or church. Actually, it filters our desires. Anyhow, and another, it says, and there is a caution also, a warning also. So it says that there is a great importance is attached to the knowledge of this eternal spiritual relationship between God and the soul. We do worship, we attend many prayers, but without knowing that point, if you know that one and goes anywhere you like, any place of worship, that you will get more result. You will get some kind of satisfaction, and your heart will be purified. So what is it? So it said that who performs worship without this knowledge is an ignorant person and will be treated as cattle by the gods. It said. Well, it says that your this going to church, going to temple will be fruitless. So the caution is, warning is, what is the caution? Nasa Veda yatha pasureva sadevanam is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, you can find. That it is simple warning kind of thing. Sometimes that our mother or father or parents, sometimes they say, do it this, otherwise that one police may come, arrest you like that. It is that kind of thing. So if you go to temple, it's a caution. So think about, so here is the real temple. Where you are looking for outside is already inside. So when you know that, it will be more fruitful. So, but it is this. Sometimes we call it the heart. Where but it is difficult to get into the spiritual heart. Inside, where it is. Why it happened? Because our mind is always busy with disturbed, with thousands of desires, impurities, and past impressions. Sometimes we try a lot, but we do not get the success also. Somebody is there who is that putting barrier before me. I cannot cross that barrier. So we call it past impressions, karma. Bad karma, bad karma, or good karma. Good karma helps you. Good works, the merits you whatever done helps you, and whatever bad karma, the results is there. So, so it is difficult. And sometimes if you read, I think many of you read Swami Vivekananda sincerely. So if you read Swami Vivekananda, words of Swami Vivekananda, everything regarding the spiritual life, and it will be slowly, everything will be, you'll get the clear view. So he gave an example. What kind of example it is? Think in a water body, or maybe a water tub, small water tub, and you have kept one gold coin in the tub full of water. So now when the water is clean, you can see very clearly, and whether it is the value of the coin also, or 10 cent or anything like that. What is written on that? Everything is clear. So now, if you disturbed that water, so now what is written there? You cannot see it properly. If you add some ink on that, or mud from outside, so it will be more difficult to understand the what is written on that coin. So it happened with it always happens with us also. So the wealth is there, but these past impressions. Sometimes our desires, thousand desires, unstoppable desires, it agitated that water. So it is there, but we cannot see it. Sometimes it happens. I remember we have a beautiful center at Mayavati in Himalaya, and it is we call Advaita Ashrama. Swami Vivekananda himself founded that center. In India it is very difficult to stay in the summer. So his American devotees, his Western, better to say like that, his Western disciples, if they go there, where they live? In Belur Math, it's a really hot place, very difficult to stay summer. So Captain Xavier, Mrs. Xavier, they're his disciples, Western disciples. They used to live there. So anyhow, if you go there in January, February, this time, you can see a beautiful that vision. You get a beautiful vision of the Himalaya, from that Himalaya range. So though it is far from that center, but from certain point of that, you can get very beautiful view, majestic view of Himalaya. But the weather, sometimes sometimes it is raining, sometimes it is stormy weather. So you cannot see the Himalaya, but Himalaya is there. So same thing happened to us. Himalaya is there, but storm of desires, storm of past impression, bad impression. So that is the importance to check what you want. It is good to check. Immature person, they never check their intention, their desires, what they're looking for. But the mature person, that is the difference between a baby, a kid, and a mature person. A kid, they cannot check it. But a mature person, an adult, can check it. So don't say, I cannot check. So be happy as a mature person, or be as a kid. So in Upanishad also they say, Tang durdarsham gudhamanu pravishtam guhahitam gauharishtam puranam. It says that Atman is difficult to see because it is lodged inaccessibly deep in the cave of the heart, which is itself situated in the midst of misery. So here, inside a cave, dark cave, it is there. So make it illumine. How it happened? With prayer. With prayer is a very easy way to find it out. If you, and a sincerity, a sincere effort is needed. If you want to see the Himalaya, so okay, today, though I have done, I cannot see the Himalaya. I can wait for a few days. Maybe tomorrow, the weather may be fine, or maybe day after tomorrow, or maybe after 7 days, after a week, I will stand here and have to see Himalaya. So it means sincerity. Sincerity. And if you, and prayer is needful because you get some days for holiday from your office. Now you can pray to your boss. You see, I already spent a lot of money, and I came from the US to see the Himalaya in the Mayavati. I need some extension. So, so if you have a genuine prayer, your boss may allow. Okay, stay there and be happy. So prayer is necessary. Swami Vivekananda is a beautiful. Our prayers, when our prayers fails, actually when it's unsincere, it's weak kind of prayer. Okay, sir, it's okay. I'll return, and next year I can try. Yeah. So our prayers are weak sometimes. We are not sincere enough. Swami Vivekananda make a wonderful remark on the prayer, the power of prayer. By prayer, one's subtle powers are easily roused, and if it consciously are done, all desires may be fulfilled by it. But done unconsciously, one perhaps in 10 is fulfilled. Prayer becomes a spiritual discipline only when it becomes an exercise of will and is consciously cultivated for a long time. One incident happened in regarding these problems. So Swami Vasudevananda ji, Swami Vasudevananda, he was a scholar, but the time of the story, so he was a young monk. He was in Belur Math. Now he was posted to Udbodhan, from where I came. So, and who I think some of you may see in at least the picture of the Udbodhan, the mother's place where Holy Sharda Devi left his mortal body. She spent his last days. So it is in Kolkata. So now if you go to that place, it's different kind of thing. So we have visited that place and have some idea from, at least from internet also, you can have some idea. So just in front of it is now you'll find a slum area. Many poor people live there in front of it, of that. But during those days, in 1910 or 15, it was not like that. It was an open field. And maybe one or two houses are there. Of course, it was there some, because we get the reference of that kind of thing in Life of Holy Mother also. So it was open field. Vasudevananda was doing daily worship in Mother's in Mother's place, worship to Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother's place. And one day, and Hari Maharaj, Swami Turiyananda, was by that time he was a little in a bad health, and brought by Swami Sharadananda, another direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna from Puri. From Puri, Swami Turiyananda was suffering a lot, and in Kolkata, you know that in the cosmopolitan city, you can find a good doctor or good hospital for that. So he brought Swami Turiyananda from Puri to Udbodhan. So one day, and he was a Nuara Brahman. These direct disciples of Brahman, they are not ordinary kind of person, you know. So one day, Vasudevananda ji and Swami Turiyananda was loved by especially young people. Vasudevananda, one day he went to Swami Turiyananda's room and asked one of his personal problem. It is really personal. So what was the problem? Uh, as he was very new to this monastic life, and this young person who just joined, they have a lot of struggles. And the struggle was like that. His pre-monastic, that those family, his relatives, used to live very near to that place. And as a monk, they want more solitude. They do not want to talk with, they want to spend more time with these religious studies and meditation and japa. So he told Swami Turiyananda, Swami, you see, my relatives all live near the place. Yeah. So sometimes I feel very disturbed with that. So then Turiyanandaji, pointing to the field, that he told him, what are you are seeing there? So Swami, there I can see some cows or goats and some unknown persons are walking there. So does it make any difference in you? What do you think about that? About the goats, about the cows, and the human beings who are walking there? Give some opinion. My opinion, well, nothing to say. Nothing to say. Well, now you see. So these words like male, female, my relatives, and unknown people, all depends upon some kind of relational knowledge. Relational knowledge, it depends. That person, my relative. That person, my enemy. So it depends upon relation. And you have a particular, of course, that about the cow or goat, you must have some opinion. If it is yours, the name of the cow is maybe in Bengali term, Kopila. Sometimes in India we give the name kind of thing. The name of that cow, it may be Anand, anything, maybe anything you like. Kapila Dhavala, maybe. This in Vrindavan, that kind of name, Kapila Dhavala. And in Belur Math also, during Raja Mahar's time, and I do not know nowadays, I think nowadays also it happened. They have a particular name. If you call Kapila, that particular cow will come. Or Dhavala, that particular will come. So if it is yours, so you have some opinion about that. The cow is very calm, quiet, and I get a lot of milk from that one, and that amount of milk maybe. So you have an opinion on relational knowledge. So if you go beyond that relational identity, you will find that at the same time this world cannot disturb your mind. So you may remember another incident in Sri Ramakrishna's life. Some portion of his life was, he was, better to say, God intoxicated. We call Divyonmada, divine intoxication. Divine intoxication, why divine intoxication? Because he was not behaving like normal people. When we call that, this person is mad, this person is intoxicated, when we call? When he or she is not doing or following the way that you generally follow to live in this society. So according to him, he is a little intoxicated, a little mad. That person. About Einstein also, we have that kind of idea. He was not smart in this kind of social, connection. So it depends upon you only, your idea about Einstein, your idea about me. So and we should understand about me also. When I return to my place, you may have some kind of idea about this person, but that I was not that. Just think about it. Sometimes I think in that way. Some renowned person, when they die, the many writers come and write a biography on that. I sometimes think if that person read that biography, uh, I think he'll be just dissatisfied. What you have written about me? It happens. If you see, if I die, if my friend write a biography on me, so what he would write about his idea about me, but it was not me. So in Ashtavakra Samhita, there's a beautiful verse also. So when we think about God, actually we are not thinking about God. We are thinking the idea of God, what we what I have. So we have to go beyond the idea. If somebody writes a letter, so from the letter you can understand little bit of a mind, but not about me. So you can think in that way. These letters, even the letters written by Swami Vivekananda, lectures given by Swami Vivekananda, you have to, it helps you as a hint. Letters of Swami Vivekananda is a hint to reach Vivekananda. We have to pray what is beyond those letters. Just like when you go to a church, you may see an image of Christ or image of Buddha. So it is Buddha, it's okay. But the real Buddha is beyond that form, beyond that ideas. So this is this importance to go beyond. That is, I want to say, that heart. So you have to reach that. There, it is that it is something different, that you beyond imagination, because imagination is also a barrier. So go beyond that imagination. So we are talking about that wealth. But Sri Ramakrishna also, two story I can say. So we have to purify our heart by prayer, by sincerity, and all those things. So we have heard a story of Kushala Nayanar. So there is a story of Padma Lochan also. You can again in Gospel Sri Ramakrishna find it. A different kind of temple, a different kind of worshipper. So a little funny. So in Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, he illustrates this point with the interesting parable. So he writes like that. There lived in a village a young man named Padma Lochan. People used to call him Podo, to nickname for short, as our brother Shivarchanananda. So Padma Lochan is very difficult to pronounce sometimes. So make it short. Maybe for me it may be Shiva, or sometimes the Swami is. It's so easy to pronounce. So for Padma Lochan, so they called it Podo. In this village, there was a temple in a very dilapidated condition. It contained no image of God, empty. That Ashwatha, a kind of tree, and other plants sprang up on the ruins of the walls. Bats lived inside, and the floor was covered with dust and the droppings of the bats. The people of the village had stopped visiting the temple. One day, after dark, the villagers heard the sound of a conch shell from the direction of the temple. They thought perhaps someone had installed an image in the shrine and was performing the evening worship. One of them softly opened the door and saw Padma Lochan standing in the corner, blowing the conch. No image had been set up, the temple hadn't been swept or washed, and filth and dirt lay everywhere. Then the person, the villager, shouted to Podo, "You have set up no image there, image here, within the shrine, O fool. Blowing the conch, you simply make confusion worse confounded. Day and night, 11 bats scream there incessantly. There is no use in merely making a noise. Sri Ramakrishna is making a point. There is no use in merely making a noise if you want to establish the deity in the shrine of your heart. If you want to realize God, first of all, purify the mind. In the pure heart, God takes his seat. One cannot bring the holy image into the temple if the droppings of bats are all around. The 11 bats are our 11 organs. 5 of action, 5 of perception, and the mind. They are the windows like that. Some worldly thoughts. As we open our windows, we can that whatever outside you can see all those things. What you if you do not want to see what is that side, you can close your window. So it is called sense control. There's a very wonderful thing. Ahara Shuddhi. Sometimes ahara means what we eat. On the ahara Shuddhi, the purification of our mind depends. As your condition of your stomach will depend what you eat. And sometimes your mood also. If you eat bad things, difficult to digest, it will upset your stomach, and your mood also will be changed. Bad mood. You cannot talk with a happy mind. So what you are taking. So it is a really you have a lot of importance. But some of the philosophers translated ahara with only physical food, about cookies, about breads, all those things on. But Shankara and gave a brilliant that insight on that. He said, about our senses, mouth. Why you are counting only mouth? So you are eating objects through your eyes. You are eating your objects with your ears. You are eating the objects with your mind. So what about that? Why you are talking like a kid? So all the difference between a kid or a mature person. So what you're talking about that mouth only. So ahara shuddhi, you have to be cautious about what you are taking from the world. So it depends upon your, so your doors and windows are very important. To whom you have to you are allowing inside your home. So so Sri Ramakrishna used to sing a beautiful song. The Bengali name is Dub 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 Rup Sagore Amar Mon. So you have to go inside that. Dub, it is about a dive. You want to see what is in the you know that in the Pacific Ocean at the bed, that seabed. If you want to reach them, you have to dive deep. So the song is about diving deep. So don't be satisfied with what you're having to go beyond that. So it says, dive deep, O mind, dive deep in the ocean of God's beauty. If you descend to the uttermost depths, there you will find the gem of love. Go seek, O mind, go seek Vrindavan in your heart, where with his loving devotees, Sri Krishna sports eternally. Light up, O mind, light up, true wisdom's shining lamp, and let it burn with steady flame, unceasingly within your heart. So it goes like that. Everything it is there. So here is the Jerusalem, here is the Kamarpukur, here is Jairambati, here is Belur Math, here is Vrindavan, or here is that if you, whatever, if you like Buddha, here is Kapilavastu or Bodha Gaya, inside there, dive deep inside. So we have started today's talk with Kripana, a miser people who cannot, who do not know how to use the money, how to use the wealth. So it is there. So let us conclude today's talk with different who knows how to use it. So there are two words, akinchana and kinchana. So akinchana, who does not have anything, a poor person. Apparently, you see, it is. I am talking akinchana, the poor person in the eye of the so-called society. So if we are poor people, but and kinchana, we have a lot of things, a real wealthy person. But in the eye of the realized soul, akinchana is a virtue, is a good quality. How it is? So there is a beautiful sloka in Uddhava Gita, Bhagavata. So it says that akinchanasya dantasya shantyasya samachetasa maya santushta manasaha sarva sukha maya disha. It said akinchanasya means of one who does not desire anything. Sometimes so poverty is not depends on the physical wealth. It is about your mind. When you there where if you want something, it means you're poor. It's about your attitude. If you have a lot of wants, that thing, so you're poor. So here is the explanation of the walk in Janasya. Because he got something inside. I have enough in my house. I do not want more. So poor, beggar, it depends upon whether you want something or not. You have no want. I'm satisfied with my inner wealth. There's a beautiful song, a Bengali, so I think Rajinikanth. Keu noyon mudhe dekhe alo, keu dekhe adhar. It's a song. So first is when we close our eyes, some people see light, and some people are there who see darkness. So two kinds of people. So we are talking about when closing eye, who sees the light. There akinchanasya. Dantasya. Dantasya means whose senses are controlled. Jitendriyasya. Shanta, Shama, Dama. You may have heard that word. So from that Shama, the controlling the mind, it comes Shanta, calmness, and Dama, controlling outer sense, your limb, your physical body, the gross body. It comes Dantasya, Danta, and Dantasya. What's the next word? Samachetasa, whose consciousness is equal everywhere. So they give this says what about the evenness of mind. So I'll come in that point. So Maya with me, Paramananda Swarupena, Santushta Chetasa, Santushta Manasaha. So whose mind is completely satisfied seeing me inside. That in Bhagavata, that Krishna is saying to Uddhava, give advices. So they have sarva, all, sukhamaya, full of happiness, disha, directions. So for a miser people, or for the miser people, it's full of unhappiness. So and for this kind of people, wealthy people, it's a sukhamaya disha. Every is full of happiness. How? They have some qualities. They are akinchana. They may have not outer wealth, but they have seen inside something, light inside. They are danta. They control their outer senses. They are shanta. They have full control over their mind. Next point, samachesa. For that, their mind is always, they got that evenness. Even with this mind, they give a beautiful example also. Some of the commentators on that sloka, they gave a example. If you go to some place, nowadays I think, okay, what is the example? What is the example? This, if you want to go in India and want to stay there for lifelong, what you have to do first? You have to sell your property, your car, your whatever you have, and you have to get some money, and with that money we can go to India, and again you can buy some property there. and you can stay there. But now we have some, that this, what we call this, credit cards. Huh? In those days, the during commenters, they don't have that idea. But what they used to do, they buy, sell all those things, and used to buy some gold coin. And that gold coin tying up at the end of your cloth or maybe pocket. But in communism, I think in India especially, it was not that kind of the dresses were available. So tying up in your cloth, you can, wherever you go, you are happy because I have no anxiety. I need not to worry. I can buy anything from that gold. So for him, he's always happy in India, in Mexico, or maybe whatever, or in Japan. So if you have the money, so he's saying, I am the wealth because I am the Paramananda Swarupa. Parama means supreme, Ananda, bliss, essence. I am the essence of all this joy. I am the wealth. If you get it and tie it in your cloth, wherever you go, maybe in that they call Swarga, Apavarga, Narakeshu. Swarga means if you go to heaven, you mind nothing because you're happy inside. I have the money. In Japan, I am happy. If you go Apavarga, it's mukti, that freedom, ultimate freedom, and salvation. Okay. And if you go to hell, okay. Because it depends upon our mind. Mind feels whether it is a hell, whether it is at salvation or it is a heaven. If your mind is okay, everything is okay. That day I was talking in the same thing. It came into my mind in Hollywood. So it happened to me actually. Sometime when I think when 10 years back, sometimes I had the tremendous headache. Now it's solved out. So I always remember. I still remember. So when I am in an adverse situation, I'm busy all those things, and I do not. If I do not, that headache is there. I can. Oh, so bad today. The whole day gone. But when I used to go to Belur Math, the headache also there. No problem. I'm talking with monks, happily going there and doing side temple pranam. I was happy. Then it came into my mind. So it's about mind. Because I do not want to meet that people. So I have that I have an idea. Oh, headache. I have a headache, and again I have to meet with that person. This fellow. So, but in Belur Math, I'm happy. I'm talking with monks and sitting in the main temple and all those. I am happy. So headache, where is it is there or not? I never recognized. I was not, that aware of that. So our Saradananda also gave that kind of example. With our body, our scripture says, we get this body with prarabdha, some kind of, in scripture they say, unless you exhaust the karma phala, the fruit of that called prarabdha, you have to suffer it, enjoy it. You have to, no other way. If you get that ultimate knowledge, but after when you are just that prarabdha is out, that you finish that stock, so you have to suffer it. But Saradanandaji gave an insight to that. He admits what scripture said, but he gave a beautiful insight. He said, you see, that about this suffering, pain, sorrow, or joy, who is enjoying? It is your mind. But if you are a Jnani, you are following a path of Jnana, or you are a devotee, you have surrendered your eye, your mind to the lotus feet of the Lord. So it is not your mind, it is his. So for you, mana apamana, pain, sorrow is everything is same to you, because it is called, I have today we have started about that divine dissatisfaction. It is divine satisfaction. with that divine satisfaction. When you discover the wealth inside you, you have that divine satisfaction. So don't be satisfied with worldly satisfaction. You seek for divine satisfaction that never ends. It is never decay. So let us conclude to this talk with pranam to Sri Ramakrishna. Sangsararnava ghoreya karnadhara swarupakaha namastu Ramakrishnaya tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. He who is like the captain of a ferry boat to those sinking in the terrible ocean of samsara, to him, Ramakrishna, the world teacher, my salutations. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace.
Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for joining us today, coming from Kalarpa and Jairamati is a special privilege. We call this the Jairamati of America. You've deepened it another degree by bringing us all your wisdom and your fine teachings through the Gospels and the scriptures that you quoted so well. I want to say that on behalf of the membership, on behalf of Swami Shivarchanananda, on behalf of Swami Shivarchanananda, we're very blessed to have you here. And you come as the third Swami from St. Louis. Swami Shivarchanananda came here in the 30s, was a good friend of Swami Devatmananda. He planted a sacred tree at the retreat, which is still growing today. And Swami, of course, Chitananda Swami, who's come here many times, he's coming again this fall. So you bring with us a fine tradition of continued sadhus from St. Louis. We thank you very much for your time.
Who's in my temple? Who's in my temple? All doors to open themselves. 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 Darkness like a dark bird flies away, flies away. Darkness like a dark bird flies away, flies away. See, all doors to open themselves, all to light themselves, all doors to open themselves, all to light themselves, all slave, don't fly, so fly. So go slow to dawn. Fly away, fly away. Om Shri Ma Jai Jai Jai. Om Shri Ma Jai Jai. Shri Ma Jai Jai Ma. Shri Ma Jai Jai Jai. Shri Ma Jai Jai Jai. Shri Ma Jai 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 Ma. Thank you. Thanks for coming today, and thanks to Swami Shivarchanananda for visiting us from Vedanta Society of St. Louis. So basically, we are entering into our summer program from basically our summer recess from the next week. So next Sunday will be our last program before we officially begin the summer. And hence, this week is the last week of our classes at the society. So we will take a break till Labor Day, till September 2nd, actually. And we will be back on the week of September 2nd. And beyond that, we will continue the classes on Thursdays evenings, Friday evenings, and Sunday mornings. And our classes in the west side of the city, in the Bethany area, on the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, will restart in September again. So we have quite a few Swami visits in the next 3 months. First of all, during our summer recess, from August 3rd to August 4th, for literally less than 24 hours, we will have him. We will have Swami Balabhadrananda, who is the Assistant General Secretary of the Ramakrishna Order in Belur Math. He is making a trip across the United States and Canada, and he would be here on August 3rd, and he will leave here on August 4th. So August 3rd night, and there will be a satsang here. We invite you to come and please enjoy the company of the Swami. Now, our session usually begins on Labor Day with a visit of Swami Chaitanananda, and that is going to fortunately continue this year also. He will be coming here on September 2nd, and there will be a satsang in the evening on September 2nd. I request people to come early because there is always a shortage of seats when he visits here. And on September 3rd, Sunday, he will give our Sunday lecture, and that is how we will begin our session post summer. He will be leaving on September 3rd itself. So please come for the talk on September 3rd. Then please put it on your calendars. Swami Sarvapriyananda, the minister in charge of Vedanta Society of New York, will be visiting us. So he will be available from October 7th till October 10th to meet. Many people ask me whether he is visiting on October 6th or not. Yes, he is, but he will be arriving at 11 p.m. So although you want to maximize your time with him, but he might not be available at midnight to give Vedantic lectures. So he will be available from October 7 onwards. Multiple talks will be planned across the Portland area, and multiple evening satsangs will be happening here. And there is a plan for a retreat on a specific topic here, which we did last year also with Swami Yogatmananda. So we believe that we will be able to do a topic on a very specific, like retreat on a very specific topic here in the temple. So these are the Swami visits in the next 3 months. Also, we have, this is to say it again, we have our musical program coming up on September 9th, which is literally the weekend after Swami Chittarananda's visit. So Vidwan Prashant Iyengar will be here with us. Actually, he will come and start staying at our temple from October 4th. And he will be departing Portland on October 11th. So he is here for 7 days. Sorry, September 11th. He will be here for 7 days in the temple. So during that time, on September 9th, we have the event in the Balaji temple in Portland, where we will have two performances. One is a Veena recital by him, and then there will be a Bharatnatyam dance by a group coming from Seattle. If you want to buy tickets, you can use the QR code, or Swami C will send in the newsletter with another link for Eventbrite also. And the other thing is that since he will be present here for about 7 days, he will be performing Veena recitals on a very common basis in our temple also. You can enjoy his Veena if you come for our events in the shrine. And he will also give a couple of other recitals in the town. As far as I know of, there is one recital in PSU to the students of the Portland State University. Maybe some more will be arranged in due time. So you are welcome to come and join for this. And usually we talk about, so we have multiple ways of donations. We have a donation box behind, and you can go online to donate. There you will find today, quite unfortunately, our very dear friend Peter have left us. But he has left us with a treasure of his books, and they have been gifted to the society. Uh, we believe that you will find more treasures in his leftover books. Please take a look while you are congregating after this. Thank you.
এই ওর ওর প্রসাদটা দিয়ে দাও, ওর প্রসাদটা। প্রোগ্রামটা করে নেব।